why do we need an ERP? A lot of people have heard about ERP. It's a good time. You have to you switch to ERP. But what is ERP and why do we really need an ERP? Okay, because people might be thinking, oh, I have QuickBooks. I'm able to do my transactions very well. Or some other people might say, I have a really good warehouse solution. It does the job that I wanted to do. Maybe there are some issues, but I think it still keeps my business going. Maybe I don't need an ERP, right? But the key thing that people are missing about ERP is the very definition of an ERP, right? So it's an enterprise resource planning system, and that manages all aspects of your business, including, how you plan for your business transactions. How do you plan for the purchasing for manufacturing if you're in the manufacturing industry? How do you plan for your sales, distribution, with accounting as the very base of the system, and also with some customer service solution, right? So it's all in one fully integrated system. So that's the key aspect of ERP. So yeah, you do have QuickBooks. That's great. Maybe you might have some warehouse solutions, but what they cannot do is talk to each other, right? And that's where ERP comes in, because we need a fully integrated system to represent a source of truth, right? Because there could be transactions going in one system, in one of your standalone systems, which might not be reflecting the same in another system. And a lot of times people have the issue of trying to understand which one is the right one, right? So ERP is completely developed on that basis. So there's only one source of truth, right? So whether you're a small company or mid-sized company or a large company, ERP fits for all sizes. And why do we need ERP? There's a numerous set of reasons why you need ERP. We can start off saying, we want to increase the efficiency. Probably there are a lot of spreadsheets that we're managing, and people are not able to cope with the spreadsheets, updating them. There's some mismatches between the spreadsheets. Someone is losing the information in spreadsheet. It's not accessible, stuff like that. And at the top of it, there are a lot more errors. People entering stuff manually into spreadsheets, and they're not able to get a real the realistic information of where the business is standing, right? So those are very basic, but very important, and also very important reasons why people start to think about an ERP system. But out of all of these, reasons, these are the ones that you see on the screen are what we feel are the very most important aspects of why you need an ERP, right? So we'll start with an enhanced collaboration. ERP is all about collaboration. We need a cross-functional collaboration within your organization. So you have people from various departments, people working in purchasing, people working in sales and finance, and we need a system that talks to each department from a digital platform, sharing the right documented information for you to do some analysis and take some key decisions, right? So there is a way we can streamline the operations with your ERP system. You can implement workflows. So that's a way you can standardize your operational processes. So you can come up with how you want to run your business and implement that in the ERP system. So your team is able to go through a standard of how they, run transactions, how they post it, what should go in first, and who is dependent on what through the system, right? So that's the workflows part, which I think is very important. Otherwise, people do not know where to start and whom to depend on. So the workflows is a key aspect of an ERP that you can implement and standardize and let your team to follow through that standard. And the very basic as well as the visibility, right? So we talk about visibility. We need a good visibility of the business. How do we do that? So yes, ERP is the answer, but what really is visibility, right? The data is centralized in the system. So when you open your system, everything is in there. So you're able to make a quick and efficient data-driven decisions, and you should be able to quickly respond to any market conditions through the system. Creating transactions, recording them, and then reaching out to your customers all through the systems, depending on the changing market needs. Sorry. So it's all done through the data, which is all in a central platform, and that's why ERP, right? And yeah, something very related to that is real-time reporting as well. It's real time because a manager can see what the the um, the users are doing in the system. They can see when an entry is just being created versus an entry being released to the customer, a transaction being created versus posted. They can see all kinds of status changes on every document level. So you're able to do some real-time reporting, especially on companies that deal with inventory. You can see stock levels, when a purchase is being done, when a manufacturing is being consumed of the inventory, and so on, right? Also from a financial standpoint, yeah, you can see some cash flows also, happening on the real time. So you can see what's your cash on hand and what is expected to go out, at that period and in the future periods and so on with cash flow forecasting. That actually also then brings us to the last point that we want to discuss about forecasting. So now that because you have data going in and these data become historical data, you're able to do some forecasting, with this data. The system is going to give you some some um, um, some key insights on how your sales will be looking like, in the next period or in a couple of months to come, based on what had happened in the past, in the last year at the same time, or maybe the last month we sold more. So probably this time we have to increase your inventory. So that's where the forecasting piece comes in. And we have a lot of solutions around the forecasting within an ERP system. It could be a standalone coded solution in an ERP system. They could be advanced forecasting, which is now we talk about AI, the artificial intelligence. You can connect to the artificial intelligence solutions out there with your ERP that gives you better forecasting of your businesses. So again, letting you to work more efficient and then take quick decisions as you see that information. So those are the key aspects that we see, about why you need an ERP, right?